Hi, I'm Neil from UseMyFrame.com, and today I have another video for my fellow opticians, some tips on the IC Berlin Valery frame. It's another German-made frame similar to the Makita, which is another video that I did, which turned out to be way more popular than I anticipated. And I know some of these frames are, number one, because of the price, they're very expensive, and number two, because of the way they're designed and they're very unique, they can be very intimidating if you haven't come across them before. And of course, you don't want to make a mistake. So that's what I'm going to help you out with today. This frame is pretty simple, and once I show you the ins and outs of it, you'll see for yourself just how easy it is. And let's get right into it. I appreciate you watching. Here we go. So here we have another German-made frame, the IC Berlin model Valery. And this is very similar to the Makita frame, which I made another video about. And that one turned out to be more popular than I thought it would be. And so this one, since this frame is very similar to that, I thought I'd offer a few tips on how to disassemble, reassemble this frame. So this is what the hinge looks like, and that's how it looks open, and that's how it looks closed. And that's correct, although it looks a lot different from what we're accustomed to. That's just how this particular frame was made, and they're actually very expensive frames. And so if you have one and you're looking to disassemble it, of course you want to be as careful as possible. When looking at this hinge, the first thing you're going to be tempted to do, and I can speak from experience, is you're going to want to take one of these little posts and push it up to come out of that little groove, and then swing the rest down. But there's actually, not only is it a much easier way, you won't have to bend up the frame as much, and you definitely, that's, you know, definitely not something you want to do, because you're bending it in a way that it's not designed to bend. So all you have to do is pull it, and what we're doing is, if this will focus, we're just going to be bringing this, sliding it back toward my right, and you have to keep a bend in it. You have to kind of follow the groove or the bend of the frame. See, like that. And now that's it. It's actually really simple, a really simple design, but when you look at it, it looks really complicated. And then this piece just pulls off just like the Makita frame. The thing to remember when taking this off is, I kind of remember it as looking like a little T. The T points in when you go back to reassemble it, and it's the here you have the flat side, and this is the folded side where the metal is folded in, right? And you want to make sure the flat side is facing in and the T is facing forward. So you would go in just like that. Okay, let me show you what it looks like totally unassembled. And just like that Makita frame, these ends have a tendency to, really start swinging around. So make sure you control them, grab them, so they don't swing out and scratch your lens. So here's what the frame looks like. I measured this with the micrometer. It's about 0.6 or 0.7 tenths of a millimeter thick. So when you go to groove your lens, make sure you take that into consideration so your groove is deep enough and wide enough to accept it. Okay, so now we'll put this back together. I usually like to start at the nasal and kind of work my way forward toward the front, or I'm sorry, toward the back of the, start this way and cinch the frame in together. These will have about a 1.5 to 2 millimeter gap right here, and that's designed that way. And that will help keep the tension. Once you put the little clip on, that'll help keep the tension on the lenses to hold them in. If you make them flush, you're going to run the risk of the lenses having a tendency of popping out. So this will help keep that tension on the lenses. So we have that. We'll grab our this little piece. Remember, we want the T to be facing forward and the flat side right there, that's a good shot of it, to be facing in. So go just like this. And I'm trying to do this while looking through the camera. It's a little tricky, but there we go. And just push it on, and you want to push it, don't over push it to where it starts blocking out where the frame has to go in to sit. Just kind of back it off a little bit if you do go too far, and bring it to right to where you'll see where it meets up with the other side of the frame. That's all that is. Now we'll put this back on, and this, very simple. You want this middle piece here. This has to be going on the outside, so usually I'll just like that. Okay. And once we got that on there, we're going to bring them forward like this. And now we're doing the same thing of how we took them off. Bring them up. And they're eventually going to fit right in. And then as I'm closing or opening the frame, I'm also pushing it in toward the front to help it seat correctly. Bam, there it goes. Just like that. Okay. There we have it. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching.